Named after a great English painter, the Gainsborough line takes passengers on a magical journey through a picture-perfect landscape. Train travellers pass through delightful rural scenes as they make their way along an 11-mile route from Marks Tey in Essex to Sudbury in Suffolk. Thomas Gainsborough was a famous son of Sudbury. And with his painter's eye, he would have appreciated the stunning views as the line gives access to the Colne and Stour valleys. The train leaves Marks Tey Junction on the Great Eastern Main Line, and after a short while emerges from leafy cuttings to cross the 32-arch Chapel Viaduct. This attractive 1,066 feet long structure, built in 1849, is the second largest brick-built edifice in the country. Shortly after crossing the viaduct, the train arrives at Chapel and Wakes Colne Station, home to the East Anglian Railway Museum. Steam enthusiasts of all ages will be enthralled by the museum's wide collection of steam trains, diesel locomotives and vintage carriages. The two villages of Chapel and Wakes Colne face each other in the valley on opposite sides of the river. The Swan Inn public house in Chapel, dating back to 1390, boasts a 16th century chimney and a medieval kitchen which is one of the best preserved in Essex. The inn is surrounded by beautiful countryside. As it crosses from Essex to Suffolk, the train arrives at the village of Meadows, which straddles the borderline between the two counties. You can stand with one foot in Essex and the other in Suffolk. In fact, it was in the Stour Valley that the Haywain artist John Constable, a contemporary of Gainsborough, executed some of his finest works. From Meadows Station, it is a short walk down the hill to the village, passing a tanning mill on the left as you cross the Stour. Meadows is an excellent starting point for a walk through the Stour Valley to Sudbury, or along the Stour Valley path to Wormingford Mill and Church. The ancient thatched chapel of St Stephen, discovered above the village by walking down a farm track, was the private chapel of the manor and was dedicated to the saint by the Archbishop of Canterbury in 1218. From the viewpoint at the chapel, you can get a good view of the legendary Meadows dragon, which, it is claimed, once terrorised the village, and who has been immortalised by a giant carving in the hillside. The Gainsborough line ends at Sudbury, which nestles in a loop of the River Stour. Surrounded by attractive countryside, it is a quintessentially English town, with famous water meadows, the oldest continuously grazed land in England. By following the 3.5-mile meadow walk, visitors walk through a timeless landscape still crisscrossed by wandering cattle and studded with wildflowers. In the town itself, the birthplace of Gainsborough, a red brick building can be seen in the aptly named Gainsborough Street. Gainsborough House is now a museum and art gallery, displaying an unrivalled collection of the artist's paintings, drawings and prints. The permanent collection takes in his whole career, and personal artefacts on show include his studio cabinet, sword stick and paint scraper. Sudbury is an attractive market town featuring a number of half-timbered historic houses with various opportunities for shopping and leisure activities. The Stour Valley offers superb opportunities for cycling and sightseeing. Around 4 miles away lies Kentwell Hall, a moated Tudor stately home. And under 3 miles to Long Melford, with its antique shops, pubs, restaurants and Melford Hall. Cycles may be taken on the Gainsborough line free of charge. Train travellers can enjoy the exhilarating views and fun days out in extra comfort thanks to the fleet of brand new longer trains which have been introduced by Greater Anglia. Supported by the enthusiastic volunteers of the Essex and South Suffolk Community Rail Partnership, the undoubted attractions of this railway line make it a great way to discover this wonderful area of Essex.